Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to What She Said. It is 8 p.m. Eastern. If you see me, you know what time it is. Let me lower the volume on the music. All right. Let's see who's with us post Super Bowl. In the chat, I dropped a poll for you to take. I dropped a poll earlier on YouTube asking, how would you grade Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance? So I had three options there. As you can see, I'm kind of guiding you to a favorable response. And some of you have already left responses. So click the link in the chat and vote on the grade you would give Kendrick Lamar based on the options that are there, provided by moi, for his Super Bowl performance. Now, people thought that Kendrick Lamar's performance, the Super Bowl halftime show, would eclipse essentially the Super Bowl overall. Boy, were they wrong. So two things can be good at the same time. Two things can be true. The Super Bowl performance was one for the ages. Kendrick Lamar, I said a few months ago, when he dropped GNX, when he dropped that album, I said Kendrick Lamar is intentional AF, because if you know the story behind the car itself, the Grand National, and it wasn't just the car itself. It's not like he just liked this particular car and that was it. So it's not a shallow position at all. It's how much the car cost, when you could have it delivered, when you could take delivery. It was an exclusive, just like the album was a surprise album. It was an exclusive drop. And after that, I said Kendrick Lamar is intentional AF. And on that album, he has a song that's made up entirely of song titles. And I think the song titles belong to Drake. So for people who really believed that Kendrick's Super Bowl performance was really a rap beef, oh no. Far from the truth. And then we're talking about Jalen Hurts being the NFL Super Bowl LIX, which is 59, being the Super Bowl MVP. Now, Jalen is one of those quarterbacks, much like Lamar, that gets hated on relentlessly. And if you know anything about Jalen, he's always been a winner. Now, I remember when he was at Alabama, and I think Tua is the person that they put in front of Jalen. They replaced Jalen with Tua, who I think is the quarterback for Miami. And at the time, Nick Saban was the coach. So I remember Jalen transferring over to Oklahoma, winning there, and then, being in the NFL. But I said this on a few days ago on the podcast, that people really feel like Jalen was the problem. The Eagles couldn't win. It was always an onslaught of negativity. He can't do this. He doesn't have a good arm. It was just the same type of negativity you hear about Shador, the same type of negativity you hear about Lamar. How they berate Russ. It just seems to be the prefab, the standard hatred hurled at Black quarterbacks in the NFL. And I know a lot of people thought that the Chiefs would win. In fact, one family, looked like a man and a wife. I don't know if y'all saw it. I can't share it here. They posted what appeared to be $1 million bet in cash. They took it to this place. They laid it out on the counter, and the guy behind them was just waiting for them to lay it all out before he counts it and takes it behind the counter. And it was supposed to be a Chiefs bet. Now, I don't know how much they would have won. Maybe, you mathematicians in there can tell me, based on the odds for the Chiefs to win, how much they would have won on $1 million bet. I'm sure it's a lot. But man, they lost $1 million. $1 million. I saw one man ripping his TV off the wall in front of friends and family. I was thinking to myself, I'm assuming he bet on the Chiefs. and somebody took the video footage of him ripping his TV off the bracket, off the wall. And I think the TV won that fight because I don't know if he actually got it down 100%. It's like he tore it halfway down, forgetting that there's sheetrock behind there. And they took the video footage and put a video to the track, TV off. Which, by the way, aside from Not Like Us, I'm so glad that Kendrick ended his performance with, TV off. I really, really like the performance. All right, so I did put into the comments, if you see a link, I put it there. That's me. We're on YouTube and Twitch. We're live on YouTube and Twitch. So I added a link so you guys could take the poll for me. And somewhere in the live stream, we'll take a look at the results. But the question the poll is asking is, what would you grade Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl halftime show? You can mark your response in the chat. You can follow the link that's in the chat. All right, so let's see who's in here today. Let's see if I have any of the squad with me. I don't see any of the squad with me yet, but I do see some of you back there. I see some of y'all playing peekaboo with me. I see 6 of you. Hopefully you hit the like button 6 times. And thank you for new subscribers. We have, is it 2,460? So I want to see if we can get to 3,000 by June, but I normally don't apply pressure to see how many subscribers I can get in what time period. I'm just happy you guys like the podcast. So thank you. And if you're new to the channel and you're one of the 7 that's lurking in the background, hit the like button and subscribe to as well. And we have members. I'd like to thank our members. We have 5 members. I keep asking who's going to get us to number 6. We have 5 members, and I just want to say thank you to them: Gracie, Kiel, Regina, 400 Circle Media, and James. I want to say thank you to our members, and hopefully you guys will join What She Said podcast family as well. There's 2 levels. You can join as friends. You can join as family. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. All right. So first I want to start with Jalen Hurts. Let's see here. I made a video to share to say congratulations to Jalen. Phenomenal athlete and a phenomenal human being. I don't know if many of you know, but his dad was actually his coach, throughout his life. And to me, we need to put Jalen Hurts' father on the Father of the Year list. We got Coach Prime. We have Lamar. Who is it? LeVar Ball. And I think it was somebody else. LeVar Ball, Coach Prime, LeBron James. And we need to put Jalen Hurts' father on the list for Father of the Year. You can see how Jalen admires his father. And I love the fact that his father raised him to be a confident young man. He has taken on a hurl of hatred. There are people that hate on Jalen with stuff that has nothing to do with football because he's quiet. He doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't smile a lot. Some of the things they were saying about Juju, even though Juju smiles a lot. And they try to say that, after they won the NFC championship, is that the one they won? Yeah. They were like, well, you can tell he's happy, but you just can't really tell. There are some people that are real laid back. So when Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl, he could be seen on the floor, sitting down, back against the wall, goggles on his neck, turned him to the side, took out a cigar, fired it up. And from there, he was listening to Frankie Beverly. A lot of people say they don't know that Frankie Beverly was a legend, R&B legend from the group Maze and Frankie Beverly. He's from Philadelphia. So he's an old soul. There are men who are mature. They listen to old school music. It's not about, I wanted to say this last night. People need to understand something, that the media tries to tell the world what Black people think, what Black people like, what Black people feel. And they couldn't be further from the truth. And lately, As of late, they're seeing over and over and over that they're wrong. You know, predicting what we're going to do in this situation, trying to tell the world what we feel about this. And it couldn't be further from the truth. So don't let the media tell you how you feel. And if you're a non-Black person, do not let the media fool you into thinking that they know how Black people feel, what Black people think, what we look like when we're elated, how we choose to celebrate. So shout out to Jalen Hurts' mother and father. But his father, I looked at the picture of Jalen giving his father a hug after the game, a nice embrace, and you could see that he respects his father. These are not images you see in the media all the time. So I'm happy for it. We're definitely going to add Jalen Hurts' father to the list of Happy Father's Day wishes, along with Coach Prime, LeVar Ball, LeBron James. And if there are any others I forgot that we talk about all the time that get a lot of hatred for being a good Black father, drop the name in the chat and we'll talk about it. All right. So welcome to What She Said. I always start off with an intro, and that was it. That was it. As you can see, I made a video. It is a short. Check out the shorts. I typically like to update the shorts daily. Y'all did show mad love to the birthday wishes for Shador Sanders and Shiloh Sanders. So shout out to y'all for going over to the shorts. And I think we got some new subscribers from our shorts with the happy birthday wishes. I want to give a shout out to Colorado Buff, DJ McKinney. He actually liked my post, as did Isaiah Harge. And I'm telling you, if you ever like my stories, I'm going to do something that, you know, puts you in front of other people that choose to come to this channel. So shout out to Isaiah Harge and DJ McKinney. Happy birthday, DJ McKinney. I actually reposted, or I guess I shared to my stories for What She Said Sports. Happy birthday, his happy birthday post. He was in New Orleans looking great, representing the Colorado Buffaloes. I'm sure he had a good time, but it seems like it was his birthday. So I already have a post in draft status for DJ McKinney. So when y'all see it in shorts, make sure y'all show love to it. Go to his Instagram page and show DJ McKinney some love. If you see the happy birthday, then that's what it was. Go ahead and wish him a happy birthday. And if it's not his birthday, wish him a happy birthday in advance and tell him What She Said Sports sent you. Okay. So let's see who's in the comments. I see the game. John is back. Welcome, John. Kendrick Lamar performance, a B-. John, do me a favor. Click. Oh, that's not an option, but click the link that I put in the chat that says What She Said 404 and click the link. It's going to open it to a poll that I have that's currently active on YouTube. And I ask people to grade Kendrick Lamar's performance. Please choose from one of those options. And B is not on the list. But thank you, John. Thank you. Let's see. Kiel, good evening, friends and family. Peace to the chat. Thank you so much, Kiel. All right. And John said Rihanna's performance was way better. She killed it. And she was pregnant. Her performance was as equally as exciting, in my opinion. I think, Beyonce, Rihanna, Lamar, Kendrick Lamar, and this is not Kendrick Lamar's first Super Bowl performance. So keep that in mind. All of them have been, I say, ever since Jay-Z took over. Ever since Jay-Z took over the halftime show, it's just been through the roof. Remember Dre and Friends, Usher Super Bowl? How can we forget about that? Usher Super Bowl is the reason the skate community, the roller skating community, has gotten so much love. In fact, I had a post from some skaters, the Griffin brothers. They were skating. I don't know what city they live in. I don't know why, maybe it's Chicago or Philly, but they're pretty popular. And they had on like the Eagles jerseys, I think. And they were skating to the music. Maybe Blow the Whistle, which, by the way, has a resurgence thanks to the Eagles fans. And, you know, the skating community just really got a lot of love after Usher Super Bowl. So to me, shout out to Jay-Z, ever since Jay-Z took over the halftime show, I think it started in 2020. To me, the halftime shows have been, some people just watch for the halftime show. If you didn't care much about the game, you watched Kendrick Lamar, you watched Rihanna, you watched Beyonce, you watched Usher, you watched Dre and Friends. And that, y'all need to say thank you to Jay-Z. So let's see. James, welcome, James. Kiel said it was outstanding. There is a link in the chat to a poll that I created on YouTube. Look at the top. It says what she said 4-4. Click the link and vote for one of the options on what you would grade Kendrick Lamar's performance. And let's see. Kiel said Kendrick's halftime show was outstanding and historical. Yes, it was. And there's all sorts of Easter eggs. And that's what I want to talk about. All sorts of Easter eggs. One article said it's 17. I don't know if it's 17 or not. I just know there's a lot of thought, a lot of people with the Easter eggs from different perspectives. We're going to talk about it. Very, very engaging content. But Kendrick did the thing. He did it. I mean, to me, I liked it because Kendrick is intentional. That's what I said when GNX came out. Kendrick is intentional AF. And out of all the Easter eggs I've heard people talk about, I have not yet heard anybody explain to me what is the symbolism behind that jacket he was wearing. Because I know Kendrick Lamar is intentional. It said Florida. I know it meant something. But I haven't seen one article, one post say, and the jacket represented. So we're going to talk about the Easter eggs. Drop me some Easter eggs or some symbolism that you liked. Let me know what you think about Kendrick's performance. Take the poll. It's easier, just take the poll. But if you want to expand on it in the comments, feel free to do so. So that's the two things I want to know. What symbolism did you like the most in Kendrick's performance? And if you could follow the link in the chat to YouTube, take the poll to see, to grade Kendrick Lamar's performance. Of course, I give it an A+. There's some people said A. John said a B-. And honestly, I'm probably not gonna hang out with anybody that didn't like it. Like if I'm around somebody and I'm somewhere and I hear somebody say, "Oh, that halftime performance was horrible," I'm probably just gonna slowly back out, and they're gonna look up and be looking for me, because there's no way you could not like that performance. And regardless of your racial makeup, you know, I've been reading comments since the Super Bowl, and people from various walks of life, racial groups, foreign countries. The Super Bowl was shown globally. I thought it said 195 countries. That's a lot. That's a lot. And a lot of people weighed in from other countries, and they like Kendrick Lamar's performance. So let's see. James said, good evening. Good evening, y'all. You're right, John. Rihanna, Beyonce, Bruno Mars was fire. Usher too, but Prince is my all-time favorite. You know what? The people that say Prince, they align with the Shannon Sharp faction. I think it's an age thing. And Shannon Sharp said he liked when Prince did it. And I know Shannon Sharp can't dance. So I was wondering, I noticed he can't dance. And his and people that can't dance generally probably don't listen to type of music. So let me ask you a question, James. Can you dance? And I mean, can you do more than a two-step? Let me know. I'm just trying to see something. Thank you and welcome back, James. Welcome back. 400 said, 400, I went looking for your page. I'm going to need you to drop the link. It said, no, Kendrick had the best halftime show in 10 years. I agree with that. Kendrick's show was prolific. That's it. And it did what art is supposed to do. It provoked conversation. It made you proud. As a black person, black woman, it made me very proud. Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance told black people it's going to be all right. Told the country it's going to be all right. Without actually performing the song, it's going to be all right. That is artistry at its finest. He didn't win a Pulitzer for no reason. He even said when it started, this is not just about the music. This is about 40 acres and a mule. You had to be proud to have the courage to stand up. You did. I mean, if all you saw was a rap beef, come on now. You gotta open up your second organ, your brain or something, because this was not just a rap beef. Matter of fact, I don't even think that they have beef. I think Kendrick called out Drake. for his slimy, seemingly criminal behavior. And that's what you're supposed to do when you download a PDF. That's what you're supposed to do, right? So to me, Kendrick's performance called out a lot of things. Game over at the end. Brilliant. We're going to talk about the Easter eggs. But to me, that was the one that stood out the most. Game over, and then the whole like PlayStation logo being on the stage. Those two together, like, you think this is a game. Well, if you do, game over. And it wasn't just about it's game over for Drake. It's been game over for Drake. But the reason he wore that Florida jacket is the Easter egg I care about. Because the rest, I get it. Serena Williams being on the stage, I get it. The colors, the colors of the bodies, because you notice you couldn't really see the people. The red, white, blue, it made sense to me. But I want to know why he wore that jacket. If anybody knows what the symbolism was behind Kendrick Lamar wearing that jacket, let me know. All right. So we have some votes coming in here. Let's see. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me, please. Thank you to the new subscribers. And we're waiting on our 6th member. If you hang out with us all the time, consider joining, or please join so we can grow our family. The live stream we did yesterday went private after it was posted. It is for members. And Gracie is one of the members that actually watched it. So if you're a member, it'll push it out to your YouTube and you just get to watch it. It's 4 hours. But there's a lot of talking and laughing going on and a lot of comments. So if you want to watch it, watch it. It is, I think it's funny. So let's see here. So John and James both think that Rihanna's Super Bowl was better. Kendrick did that. Yes. 400 Media. Yes. Welcome back, sir. Kendrick halftime show was outstanding. No, Kendrick had the best halftime show in 10 years. That's 400. Plus, it started raining. And he what? Oh, I think you're talking about Purple Rain, Prince. I'm not saying, here's the thing. I'm not saying that Purple Rain isn't good. I'm not ever gonna say that. I'm not ever taking anything away from Prince. But two things can be true and multiple shows can be good. I don't know why we feel like we gotta choose. Notice I didn't put a poll up that says, was Kendrick's better than Usher or Kid? No. Prince was good. Usher was good. Rihanna was good. They're all good and they all have different benefits. I don't think we have to choose. I'm just grateful he did the show and it was in New Orleans. Do y'all not understand what really took place yesterday? It wasn't just a halftime show. It wasn't just a Super Bowl. It was something else going on, whether you knew it or not. Think about where? New Orleans. Think about New Orleans. You know anything about New Orleans? Think about what's going on in this country, the changes people are trying to make Black people feel devalued. I saw some things in that Super Bowl parade. And I'm gonna tell you what I noticed. Okay, so the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. If you know anything about New Orleans, all right, New Orleans itself is Black. Everybody knows that. That's why the city experiences some of the things that it does, because people keep trying to change it. All right, you got to understand that. Everywhere outside of New Orleans, for the most part, is not. So it's like New Orleans and Atlanta have a lot in common. Georgia wants Atlanta and Louisiana wants New Orleans, right? So the people that live there have to face obstacles in terms of advancement and elevation. People like myself, you know, a lot of people in New Orleans, after they finish high school, they go to college and they go to college somewhere else, like maybe Southern, they might go to Prairie View, they might go to Howard, hell, they might go to U of H, they might go anywhere. But the point is they move away because it's just not a lot of corporations there, you know, even though it's still oil and gas, it's not centered in New Orleans like it used to be. And that's kind of like to dry the city out for the most part, right? So Mardi Gras has always been a hot topic. Some people in the city go, some people don't. But the goal has always been to make it seem like everybody else is better than the Black people that live there. So they're not always valued. And to me, I watched the Super Bowl parade. Now, I saw St. Aug opening. Makes sense. Best high school band in the town. Southern University did the pre-Super Bowl show concert. Makes sense. Best college band in the state, right? So I didn't expect to see Southern in the Super Bowl parade. I wasn't surprised that St. Aug opened it. What I was surprised at is that there was a host float, right? That's not surprising. Coming behind the host float was LSU's band. I have never seen LSU's band. And the positioning made a lot of sense when you think about it, because it was St. Aug, somebody else, some people on some horses with some very loud music, the host float, a bunch of Louisiana State Troopers, LSU's band, a bunch of Louisiana State Troopers, another float, band, 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 float, band, band, band. Nobody else had Louisiana State Troopers. So St. Aug didn't have Louisiana State Troopers. None of the other high schools had Louisiana State Troopers. So I was like trying to rationalize myself. Okay, maybe they gave them Louisiana State Troopers because it's a band. I don't know. But the point is, that's who they chose to protect. And I've never seen LSU in a parade of any sorts, because they don't even have that kind. They do core style marching. So coming behind the host float was huge. And instead of it being one of the bands from New Orleans that are really good, like Edna Carr or Abramson, they put LSU, and they protected LSU's band. They protected everybody else's band. And that's the type of things that you see in New Orleans. And I just saw a documentary about New Orleans, about how blatant the racism is. And it is. It just is. You can't get away from it. It just is. The only way you get away from it, you just move away. And it's just, it's just one of those things. So I feel like what people don't understand is it wasn't just the Super Bowl yesterday. The sun, the moon, and the stars aligned. Super Bowl, New Orleans, predominantly Black city. Who won the Super Bowl? Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen is one of those quarterbacks, just like Kendrick Lamar, that they hate on him over and over and over. Who did the halftime show? Kendrick Lamar. Who did the pre-concert? Southern University. Who sang the national anthem? Who sang the Black national anthem? Trombone Shorty, John Batiste, Lettucey. So in my opinion, as hard as there are people trying to devalue Black people and take away their livelihoods and everything else to try to make them, with this whole DEI hire, which is preposterous, because overwhelmingly Black people do not benefit from DEI. But that's just something to try to make you feel devalued, just like taking the word woke, which came a long time ago during the Spike Lee movie era. And the word meant wake up, pay attention to what's going on. To take that word, try to flip it on its head and make it a bad thing if you're a person that chooses to think, to be conscious. So it wasn't just a Super Bowl, a football game yesterday. It was not a rap beef. What Kendrick Lamar has been doing, I know since Grand National came out and before, is taking the culture back. Basically saying, no, absolutely not. And he actually spoke to it by saying, they tried to rig it, but influence matters. What he basically was saying, they sent a puppet to basically try to take what Black people built, which is the rap game, take over it and water it down, make it less effective, just ruin it. And that's what he came to take back. That's what the song TV Off is about. So Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime show was like being at a museum and there's some art on the wall and you just standing there looking at it, trying to realize all of the symbolism that's going on. Then you walk away from it and you come back and you look at it some more. There are people that have admitted they have watched this numerous times, but that's how Kendrick's music is. That's how his Super Bowl halftime show was. It's artistry. He's taking real world problems and turning them into or disseminated it in an art form, something that you could digest. But he's basically telling us, with Samuel Jackson, that they want us to be this way. They don't want us to be that way. We're too loud. We're too this. We're ghetto. We whatever. But every time we create something, it's ghetto. But then they take it and try to flip it on its head and make money off of it. So basically, they just stealing your culture from you right before your eyes, telling you it's bad, all the while they stealing it from you and trying to profit off of it. And don't want you to experience what they're trying to profit off of. So it was way more than a football game. It was way more than a Super Bowl. I heard an analyst talk about today when it came to the Philadelphia Eagles and how much pressure they applied to Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. They basically said it was like the Eagles were saying, "We tired of you. Go away." I agree. I for one want to thank the Philadelphia Eagles for showing up and not just winning the game. They annihilated them. I felt like at the end, they call it garbage points. It should have been 40-6 or 40-10 or whatever. But the 22 really didn't represent the true score that it was. It really didn't. Kansas City Chiefs were annihilated. And to me, the way they lost, the way they got a BTA put on them, shows you that they had help. They had help during the season. They practically limped into the Super Bowl with help. It's like if your parents do your homework and you go to school and you get an A for your homework or you get a B for your homework, but you failed the test because you don't have what it takes to win. And they didn't have it. It was crazy to see that they were practically shut out the game for the majority of the game. So this wasn't just about a football game. This was about, and thank God the Philadelphia Eagles basically prevented the endless onslaught of Chiefs and Taylor Swift glazing by defeating the Kansas City Chiefs, because we would have had to, it would have been insufferable, understand. And I still feel like there's some type of ideology that comes with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't pay attention to them enough to know. But number 47 basically shouted out Travis Kelce before the game by saying he's the best tight end. I don't know what that's about. But there seems to be some type of ideology that comes from that side. And it got shut down. And then Kendrick Lamar basically shut down the game that they trying to play by trying to make us conform to what they want to be. So this was way more than a football game and a halftime show. This was a movement. That's what it was. It was a movement. It says, yeah, Kendrick had the best one in 10 years. All right. It says, plus it started raining. Oh, he's talking about Prince. It started raining and he smacked it like he always did the guitar. I mean, he did good. We're not saying he wasn't good, but in our modern time, because I don't remember when the Prince Super Bowl was, but in our modern time, yeah, I think what Kendrick did last night was a movement. It was a movement. And let's see, 400 says that the halftime show gets an A+. Kiel says it gets an A+. James says I can dance and roller skate. Oh, okay. Are you talking quad roller skates? I told you I always have to sneeze when I get on. Are you talking quad roller skates, James? Michael Jackson. Yeah, no, Michael Jackson did good. I couldn't speak to that one because I don't remember what it was, but I know it's out there. You're right. Michael Jackson's was good. That's your channel. Okay. I'll look for you. Okay. I'll try you again. If not, you can go to my email and just share it to my email address. Thank you, 400 Circle Media. Kiel said, yes, sister. Yup. Won't let me drop the link. Then send it, go to my email and drop the link. Copy and paste the email from your channel and go to my email address. What she said, I think 404@gmail.com. Look in the bio for the channel and then send it there and I'll follow you. It says, Sweet Caroline, hi, I'm new to your channel. I'm all things Colorado bus. I like your perspective. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we love the bus. I have some conversation about Coach Prime and his shout out to Jalen Hurts. I made a video, a background about it. We'll use that. Let me keep going through the comments. So thank you. Welcome. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you can. And we also have membership. So if you hang out with us enough and you like us, Miss Caroline, we'd love to have you in the family. Let's see. So let me go back to Jalen Hurts. All right. So Jalen Hurts, he's an Omega. Any Omegas in the chat? Come to find out, Jalen Hurts is an Omega and his fiance, Bree, is an AKA. So any AKAs, D9 members, or Qs in the chat, let me know. I just think that's awesome. Let's see. So essentially, Jalen Hurts did the darn thing. Some people said they felt like the defense should have won MVP. I'm like, MVP is an individual award. Yes, the defense did good. But to me, if the defense held off Kansas City and Jalen had 4 turnovers and a bunch of fumbles from the running backs or from the receivers, then, they wouldn't have won the game. It wasn't just the defense. It was a team effort. But he definitely deserves the MVP. I think he deserves the MVP. They actually overcame. I think I only saw him throw one ball that could have maybe been too high, or that was it. Shout out to their rookie Cooper DeJean. Some people said Dejan. It just depends. I know in New Orleans it's Dejan. But Cooper DeJean, he's from Iowa. He's supposed to be an all-around athlete as well. And he had an interception. He's a rookie. I think it was an interception. But a lot of people did good. Devonta Smith. So, you can't just single out one person. But when it comes to the most valuable player, Jalen Hurts put up some numbers, rushing and passing. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Okay, shout out to Jalen Hurts for the MVP. All right. So I did put up a short. So if y'all see it, hit the like button. I feel like I'm asking y'all to do a lot. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you see the shorts, watch, hit the like button. Join me every day at 8 o'clock and become a member. I feel like that's a lot. But thank you all. Thank you all very much. Let's see. All right. So, all right. I'm keep going through the comments. So let's see. All right. That was Miss Caroline. All right. All right. So what I wanted to share, let me do this. Talk about Coach Prime. All right. So Coach Prime had his opinion on the halftime show. And he loved it. I put here that, let me see if I can move myself out the way and we could focus more on that. Let's see. Okay, still won't move, I guess so. All right. So as you can see, Coach Prime basically was telling Kendrick Lamar that, he represented us well. That's the way to do you. We are so proud of you, man. You represented us well. And honestly, that's how I feel. I watch different videos from people around the internet, and you could see families together, friends watching the game, and everybody was singing along and basically being proud of the performance. So with that's the case, let's talk about the Easter eggs. This is where we're going to open it up, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all saw as the Easter egg. What I basically saw, first and foremost, I want to know, what do y'all think about Serena Williams being as part of the performance? Now, some of you may know just a little bit of history that Serena used to date Drake, but I don't think she wasn't in a performance because she used to date Drake solely. It's because not too long ago on one of Drake's recent projects, when he wasn't trying to defend PDF allegations, he came for Serena's husband. Like, people are like, why are you coming for this woman and her husband? That he knew her a long time ago. And it's like he was basically coming for them, right? And to me, her being in the performance was basically showing that she dodged a bullet and being with a toxic individual. Because imagine if she had been with him then and all these PDF allegations come out, that could encroach onto her space as well. So she basically dodged a bullet. That's what it said to me. Let me know what y'all thought. It said, "You are right. The halftime show was deep. The jacket with Florida on it is a song." Wait. What? Is a song SZA. He had PG Lane on the back. Is an entertainment from Sweet Caroline. I thought the jacket said Florida. What did it say? Gloria? I'm gonna put that up there. Okay. So, I thought it said Florida. I was trying really, really hard to look at this jacket, and I'm like, why does it say Florida? And when did he get this? Okay, Caroline, we're gonna go with this because Gloria, and this is a song that SZA had. I thought that jacket said Florida, and I watched that video multiple times, but I couldn't really see it. Okay, thank you for that, Caroline. Already making a positive impact, the contribution. Thank you. Okay, Gloria, a song with SZA. Oh, and the tour kicks off in April, y'all. The GNX tour, Kendrick Lamar and SZA, kicks off in April. People are wondering if Dolce is going to join the tour. She should. She's good too. I like her. TD Entertainment is owning rap music right now. Shout out to TDE Entertainment, Top Dog Entertainment. I think that's what it stands for. So that's one Easter egg. Serena. I think it was cool for her to be there because, he tried to come for her and her family, her husband, her, and one of his songs. That's what was crazy. And this was about the time I think he was coming for Meg Thee Stallion too. I think it was around the time of that whole trial with, I think his name was Tory Lanez. So it was in that era, that time period. And another Easter egg. Okay, we passed the jacket now since it says Gloria, and Sweet Caroline actually cleared that up for us. Okay, so did y'all notice the chain he was wearing had the lowercase letter A? So everybody said that stood for A minor. That was another reminder. The bling A was A minor. Did y'all pick that up? I didn't pick that up at first. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I thought it was. I even looked it up to see if that's what it was. And I was like, well, maybe he's trying to tell us that we're slaves to Amazon, because that's Amazon's logo, that little A. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, but then when they said that's A minor, lowercase a, I'm like, okay, because I know Kendrick Lamar is intentional. So I'm like trying to figure it out. And then another Easter egg, y'all know the red, white, and blue, the bodies were the American flag. And you notice when the flag was multiple times, the flags had changed. It looked like it had the 13 colonies going around in a circle one time. Then when they said on the, yeah, it was the actual American flag. Let's see. Stephen A. Smith said something that he didn't like, that she was up there dancing, Serena. I enjoyed her dancing right on Drake's head. You know what? I think I heard, I caught a little bit. Was he on there with Shannon Sharp talking about he would have been offended if that was his wife, because that means she's still pining for Drake? You know what that told me? That told me Stephen A. don't know what's going on. Stephen A., he know that they used to date, because he brought up the fact that he dated SZA and both of his exes. So they were looking at it from a shallow perspective. They looking at it that both the Drake's exes got up there and this was about them hating on Drake. No, I saw a documentary earlier today that said SZA was one of the people that called out Drake's harassment of young women. That's just the way to say it. So they basically took the shallow viewpoint, and that tells me, and some people actually said her being in there crip walking was like a clapback to when she was in the Wimbledon. She was in the Wimbledon tournament and she won. And remember, she crip walked afterwards, and then they criticized her. So they said they felt like it was an affront to that as well. So, like I said, two things can be true. It could be because she dodged a bullet, and Drake came for her husband, and it's like, no, I dodged a bullet. And then the other one could be her crip walking at the Super Bowl because she won in Wimbledon, and then they criticized her because she celebrated by crip walking. So that's her culture. All right, Kiel agrees. So yeah, all right. So that's really, see, that's what I mean about Kendrick. He's intentional, and you can't just like that lowercase a. That very well could have a double meaning as well. It could be A minor. It could be chain attached to A. Maybe we slaves, Amazon. Hell, I don't know. I don't know. And it could be slave to capitalism. I don't know. Could be we making them rich and we not enriching ourselves. Who knows? But the point is, it means something. It means something. Just like Sweet Caroline cleared up what the jacket meant. Let's see. Yes, if people could understand what Kendrick message he was saying right on, especially during these times. The one rapper that won't be invited to Mar-a-Lago. That's why I thought the Florida jacket was, but it said Gloria. It said, I have a problem with Serena's dancing. Why? What's wrong with her dancing up there crip walking? Y'all let me know, because this is different. I don't know why that's a problem, but I'm interested in finding out. Another bit of symbolism. We'll come back to Serena. Another bit of symbolism, the street light. What did y'all take away from the street light? That was, to me, going back to better times when we used to play outside until the street lights came on. Hanging outside, not under the street light, but just outside playing around until, playing, you had to be home before the street lights was on. So to me, it was like an ode to the past when for us, being younger, having the ability to play outside. That's what I thought. Let me know what y'all think about the street light. But that's what I took from it. A lot of people liked it. They said they felt like, he was speaking to the culture. Like I said, he was taking the culture back. Game over. From people like Drake, the industry people who try, and people talk about industry plants all the time. But when Drake first started, people didn't look at him as an industry plant. So I remember he somehow got next to Lil Wayne or whatever, and they put him on, right? But then somewhere along the line, it's like he went from, what is it called? Aston Martin music. Remember that era when he did that song with Rick Ross and Chrisette Michele, Aston Martin music? His chain was so little. That's how you know that was his early beginnings. When he was that guy, he just seemed like just a rapper. But somewhere along the lines, he became an industry plant. And it's like he decided that maybe his initiation was to turn himself into like a mold, meaning you infiltrate the culture and then you try to take it down from the inside. That's just what it seemed like. He went from Cash Money Records to, I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and destroy the culture at the behest of other people. And it's like rap music was doing so well on its own and lasted way longer than they thought. And so many people became wealthy from it. Look at Jay-Z. And it's like, once they realized, they can get rich from this, they want to take it down and destroy it. And to me, Kendrick was like, no, you got the wrong one. And it's like he took the culture back. To me, he was taking the culture back with G&X. But the Super Bowl, he sent the message to a broader audience, to people in 195 countries could see that this black man was willing to stand up here on one of these biggest platforms out here and say, the revolution will be televised and you got the wrong guy. Y'all know what it means when they say you got the wrong one today. Y'all know exactly what that means. And that gave a lot of courage and a lot of joy to a lot of people. that somebody would stand up and say, oh, no, we're not going for this. I say that I had no problem with Serena. Oh, okay, I missed that part. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you for that, 22. Kendrick reminds me of Tupac, a revolutionary philosopher. I'd say that in different delivery, different lifestyle. So yes, I would agree with you. Kiel said, yes, bring back the past to show the future. It was a futuristic touch, the light pole. Okay, I like that. And let me see, another Easter egg. Okay, let's talk about the stage. Okay, so people say when you go to a Kendrick show, it's always set up like that. Now, some people say the Super Bowl stage was to show the prison system. Did y'all get that from it? Let me know if y'all got that from it. That's what people said. We understand the red, white, and blue bodies. So we talking about the light pole. We talk. So let me see. What else was it? It was so much. I think I watched so many different documentaries. I watched so many different. I watched so many different posts today. One lady, she actually had two people on. The guy was telling the symbolism of another girl. I found an article said 17 Easter eggs. Every major publication had their thoughts on what it could be. What did I think of Samuel Jackson? I thought it was excellent. Samuel Jackson was Uncle Sam. It was the government basically trying to tell us how to behave, how he wanted us to behave. Like when he said, hold on one second, y'all. I gotta get the Wi-Fi back. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right, I got it. All right, I posted about it. I actually said that, it's obvious that he was Uncle Sam. It's at first, I'm gonna tell y'all, I thought he was like a circus leader, a ringmaster. Do y'all remember the little car they had, or the GNX they had on stage? And it started with all of the people coming out of the cars, out of one car, and it was making me think circus and clowns, and then he was the ringmaster. But they said it was like Uncle Sam, and it kind of is the same thing. He's essentially, so it was like it was a clown car, but it really wasn't. And they were all in the one car, and then Samuel Jackson comes on, and he's telling them how they should be acting. He's telling Kendrick, do you not know how to play the game? So he wants Kendrick to play the game. Actually, that means he wants Kendrick to be Drake, because Drake played the game. That's exactly what I was sitting up here saying. Drake played the game because he started out Aston Martin music with his little chain. The rapper looked like he was just trying to make it. And the next thing you know, he playing the game to take the industry down, or the rap culture down from the inside out. And another thing, I need people to understand something. When you say the culture, and we're talking about Black culture, please understand that Black culture is not just rap music or any kind of music. I want you to think of the culture like you would a New York style pizza with a lot of slices, or a damn apple pie, or a sweet potato pie with a lot of slices. And I want you to understand, Black culture encompasses a lot of things, and music in general, music overall, any kind of music is a part of that. Just one slice of that. And then you take that one slice that's music and you divide that up into several genres of music. You got Afro beats, R&B, rap. You have classical music, Chevalier. So my point is, when I hear people say the culture and they only talking about rap music, no, that's you're thinking too small. You're thinking too small. Black culture is massive. It is. It encompasses a lot of things. So keep that in mind when you're talking about the culture. So when I say Kendrick took the culture back, the part of the culture that we generally see, sports, music, entertainment. He's a musician, Pulitzer Prize winner, speaks to the larger issues facing the Black community in terms of how we're treated and people try to devalue us. But when it comes to the genre of music he's a part of, not only is he speaking for us when he says this is just not about the music, this is not about a song, this is about 40 acres and a mule. That's more than music. That's us in its totality. Understand that. But at the same time, there were people trying to tear down. If you look at the state of rap music when it comes to the male side of things, trying to destroy it. So then the women get to the top. And then it's going to shift the other way. And then Kendrick holding it down for everybody. So understand that just because he makes music, he's not, when he says the culture, he's not just talking about rap music. That's too small-minded to think that Black culture is just rap music. Absolutely not. It says, he said 40 acres and a mule made more than music. That was a statement, right? And he essentially is also, it's a reminder that was a lie to Black people because it never happened. Who did it happen for? Maybe a select few, if ever. I don't know. And it doesn't get talked about. And every other group that comes to this country gets reparations, or that was it's people that are in this country that is not from this country, that didn't face atrocities in this country, that get reparations. So some people try to make you feel ashamed of feeling like you deserve reparations. I remember that at one time. I think we'd have moved past that. So I think Samuel Jackson representing Uncle Sam was brilliant. I think that's the term I used in my post. It was brilliant. And, Samuel Jackson's that guy. It's like, who else really could have played that? Maybe Denzel, but Samuel Jackson has that edge. So it was brilliant. I told you they would win. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Damon, welcome back. Welcome back. It said football season is officially over. Yes, the games are, but on the 27th is the combine. And do y'all know there's one more bowl game to be played? The HBCU Legacy Bowl is also in New Orleans in a few weeks. I think it's at the end of February, right around the same time as the combine. So I don't know if y'all know about that, but that is out there as well. So there is one more football game, folks. If you want to watch it, I'm sure it'll be on, I think maybe ESPN2. Just check the local listing. It said rich, spoiled men, millionaires beefing over nothing. I don't think they beefing. I think what Kendrick said about Drake repeatedly is that he's fake, and it's true. He has ghostwriters. And the whole PDF thing. That's nothing to turn your head away from. He's basically putting it out there that this guy is an issue and it should be taken seriously. But unfortunately, we live in an era where you see left and right people just walk away from multiple felonies and all sorts of other behavior. The whole thing at Fox Sports, that came and went. Justin Tucker came and went. That's the era we live in. They can kill a story. Michael Jordan's son came and went. That situation just came and went. People used to talk about things, but now stories get killed and that's it. We just move on. I love it because Samuel Jackson was saying, that Black people have a say in the government and fought in all wars. Okay, I like that. It said they changed the frequency of the music when it was conscious, right? When it was conscious and speaking through the power, they got scared of that, so they changed it with the gentleman with the shiny suits. I know who you're talking about. Okay, and see, People have said, Kiel, I like that. People have said that really Drake is just gonna be the new Diddy. Have y'all heard that? That's basically what they're saying. He was basically handpicked to be the next to take over the throne from Diddy. And whatever that meant, Diddy was the gatekeeper. So I don't know if he necessarily would have been the gatekeeper, but it seems like he was the person sent to destroy. Because it's not like it was just gatekeeping, was just about business. There was a lot of destruction from the fella in the shiny suits. A lot of lives lost. But yeah, the music was conscious. I think Common was one of the rappers that I liked, that I still like. That's a conscious rapper, but that's not what they wanted the music to be. So Kiel is actually right. It says, yes, they've been looking away from Diddy for years. Yeah, and you don't get to be at that level with that type of sinister behavior without people knowing. You couldn't even sustain if you tried to do it on your own. You couldn't even sustain it. You could get there, but you wouldn't stay there. But the way the gatekeeping is, you couldn't even get there. So yeah, I'll put the other one up there, Sweet Caroline. So yeah, there was a whole lot there. It was just a whole lot. People walked away feeling proud. I felt like hearing the song "All the Stars" from the Black Panther movie. I've always liked that song. It's just always a very powerful song, in my opinion. So when they played that, I liked it. I like the fact that he brought SZA on. She wasn't originally on there. I think I remember them announcing that he added her to the Super Bowl show. I'm glad he did Not Like Us. You could hear the crowd. They said it was between 70 and 80,000 people there. I think it holds 70,000 people seats. And I don't know about the rest, but I noticed somebody said about 70,000. So it was sold out. I like the music. I like when they did the duet with Luther because I really like that song. I don't think there was anything, I didn't ask for anything else because, I felt like Kendrick is very capable, very intentional. He's one of those, he's a visionary. If I knew Kendrick as a person, whatever he told me, I'm probably just gonna go with. And the reason for that is because he seems to be credible. And that's usually how life goes. You meet people, you take your time, you get to know them. And once they become credible, you trust them. And the only reason you stop trusting them is when their behavior warrants it, right? And then you kind of take a step back and go, oh, I don't know about that. And then when you start to see it all too often, and you don't just keep going, you have to make a decision. Okay, I might benefit from this, but I'm gonna have to move away because ultimately it can engulf me and cause me problems. And that's where I think Kendrick is a person that people just trust him. They trust him. He's credible. He's obviously courageous, to get up there and not just to sing that song, to put the show together, to send the message. He's obviously courageous because y'all know who was in attendance. And I heard they left, and that's fine too. And did y'all know that apparently, maybe y'all heard about this. Did y'all know that there was a request made to move, at the end zone, they had like end racism was supposed to be in the end zones, and they were asked not to put that in the end zone. Did y'all know about that? So, the NFL has been, moving forward since 2020 with social justice initiative, and they were using end racism in the end zones. What apparently is said that they were asked not to have that at the Super Bowl. So imagine you saying, okay, we won't put it in the end zone. And then here comes Kendrick Lamar. When I first heard about it, that end racism was not going to be there, I said, you know what? It really don't matter. You know why? It matters on how you treat people. It doesn't matter what you say. It's your behavior that matters. And then the behavior that was displayed, the message from Kendrick Lamar. So that was futile. End racism or not, with Kendrick Lamar, you didn't even need that. The fact that Kendrick Lamar was allowed to do his stuff, I'm going to do my stuff. The fact that he was allowed to do Kendrick Lamar, to be Kendrick Lamar and deliver the message authentically is enough for me. It's enough for me to keep supporting the players because that's what I do. Thank you, Kiel. It says, did you see the warning sign lights in the audience? Like when they had it, like what game? Oh, yes, when it started. When it started. Is that what you mean, Sweet Caroline? When it started? Yeah, I think I did. I love the game. Everything was thought of. The game over warning was at the beginning. Kendrick's message, to me, the most potent message was the revolution will be televised, and you got the wrong guy. We all know when you say you got the wrong one, you really got the right one. When they're like, you got the wrong one today, you got the right one. That's what it is. So to me, that message set the tone. And he say, I'm gonna do my stuff. Like, nobody's stopping me. Nobody stopped him. And I think they asked the commissioner, Roger Goodell, about the whole PlayStation. That is PlayStation signage. He said, oh, I think it would connect with the younger fans. I think so. Because everybody didn't know what that was. And I love the fact that they had the car up there, the Grand National. I mean, it told the story. Kendrick is a visionary. He is a visionary. And I think Apple Music should take that Super Bowl, wrap it up, and submit it for an Emmy. Because that was a really good show. All of the symbolism together, like, not anybody could just come up with that type of vision. Like, the choreography was good. I absolutely love that they used the red, white, and the blue. Oh, and it was said that one of the Easter eggs was showing that we're divided as people. In that, at one point you didn't notice it, but the blue people were separate from the red and the white. That was an Easter egg. It was all kind of Easter eggs. It was really good though. It was really good. It was really good. And no, I don't think it took over the game. I don't think it took over the game. The game was good by itself. I think independently, they both were good by itself. And then the fact that it was in New Orleans, it was just like a trifecta. New Orleans, the Eagles demolishing the Chiefs. Thank you. Thank you. And Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl. And you know what? I actually said, I didn't get to go, right? I said to myself, I feel like I missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But Earth Cam turned the cameras back on Bourbon Street so I could see. I was like, okay, I feel better because they turned the cameras back on yesterday. Somebody said, the camera's back on. It's a lot of people depend on the Earth Cam cameras. Y'all don't understand. And they turned it back on. So yesterday after the live stream, I watched a little bit of it. Bourbon Street was crowded. You could see the balcony view with some Chiefs fans. There was some Eagles fans. But down on Bourbon Street, Fox had a backdrop that people could take pictures in front of. So they made it interactive. It was nice. And I did see the warning signs. Because did I see? No, I didn't actually. I did not kill. Okay, no. It says waving the pedestrian flag on the No, I didn't see anybody do that. And maybe because I was watching YouTube. I don't know. But I didn't see anybody do that. Nah, I didn't. So it was good. It was good. I think it's a once in a lifetime scenario. The sun, the moon, and the stars coming together. New Orleans, the Super Bowl, the Eagles winning, demolishing the Chiefs, because they would have been insufferable had they won. And, then Kendrick, all of that together. That's just like a trifecta. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't even know how long it'll be before New Orleans hosts the Super Bowl again. But what everybody said was New Orleans is the best city to host the Super Bowl. I happen to agree because one, they can handle it. They had ample entertainment, venues, hotels, restaurants, bars. Then you had, the weather was nice. So and it's not snowing. It wasn't snowing like it would be in another city. So I think California is next in terms of San Francisco. Who hosts the next Super Bowl? I think it's San Francisco. Yeah, I think it's them. And the question is, would y'all go to the Super Bowl next year? Is anybody thinking of going if it's in San Francisco? I don't see me wanting to go to that one. I did want to go to the one in New Orleans. I really wanted to go to the flag football where Shador was. They said that event was sold out. Actually, it was free, I think, though. I think it was free. He had another Nike event. I think it was sold out. I saw him giving away shoes. I liked how Coach Prime gave a shout out right after the Super Bowl, after Kendrick's performance. Right after Kendrick's performance, Coach Prime posted his message to Kendrick. And I really thought, I feel like that says a lot too. And I like how Coach Prime is a person who he also, is courageous and speaks out when there's like, people being mistreated or inequality or something like that. So, because he even said, you can't wait for some magical person to come along and do something for you. Because I guess they feel like a lot of people were expecting, somebody to come along and change the course of the way things are going in the country. And he's like, no one person is going to come along and do that, because everybody is trying to benefit from it some kind of way. He's like, you got to do it yourself, which means speaking up. That's pretty much what it means. So. But that was it for me, guys. I just wanted to say, I really enjoyed the game itself. I do feel like the defense held it down and was a huge difference maker. I guess I'm surprised that the Chiefs didn't run the ball more. I don't know what that was about, because you would think that being one-dimensional wasn't going to win the Super Bowl, but people said this might change things for Andy Reid. He was talking about retiring in a year or two. He might be done, because he kind of looked a little lost yesterday. So it says that message, I believe it was a sign of letting him know that this rapper is not a sellout. The game was a blowout. Yes, it was. He's sending a message to tell other rappers, even if it wasn't, but they got the message. That could be, because I think it was DJ Khaled that was facing some criticism, because apparently he was silent on the matter, and that might be part of his heritage. So it could be. I didn't see it though. I didn't see it on YouTube. But when I went back and watched it on Apple Music, they put it on YouTube. I didn't see it. But I'm gonna have to go back and look. The game was definitely a blowout. And it should have been 40-6 or 40-10 or whatever. I feel like they eased up on them at the end, and they call them garbage points. That's what I heard Stephen A. and some of the other guys say. That they felt like they were garbage points, but I'm like, they shouldn't have been allowed to get past 10 points, because they didn't get a first down till like the third quarter or something crazy like that. Remember, I kept saying, let's be clear, the score, they haven't gotten on the board, which means they have not been in field goal territory. They have not attempted a field goal, and they have not been able to score a touchdown, because Pat Mahomes had been shut down. I think it says a lot that so many people felt like the Eagles were going to win and actually wanted the Eagles to win. A lot of people I heard people say, America thanks you. In fact, I posted a poll. I asked the question. I said, so who do y'all think America's team is going forward? Dallas, the Cowboys have always been America's team. But let's be honest. Can you really still be America's team and lose and lose and lose? When was the last time they've been to the NFC Championship or whatever conference, the division they in? When was the last time they've been to the championship? Somebody said Jalen Hurts was a baby, something like that. Yes, thank you, Eagles. I was saying that Philly will win, especially if Jalen Hurts running the ball besides passing. Okay. Well, yeah, you did, because we talked about, I don't know if that was you though. Yeah, that was you, 22. I think we were talking about the strategy. I said how somebody that was on the facility actually talked about the strategy was to basically run the ball. And then somebody in the chat, I don't know if it was you, Kiel, or James, essentially said the better strategy is to have Saquon run the ball and Jalen Hurts to run the ball. You know, to like rotate. Remember they had 14 in there, Gainwell or Stillwell or somebody like that. So he ran the ball too. But it looked like Jalen Hurts was an efficient run of the ball. Saquon Barkley actually had been shut down. Do y'all think that makes a difference to the Giants that the Philadelphia Eagles won, but that Saquon actually had been, shut down? Let me know your thoughts about that. I still think that they having a tough time sleeping, but Saquon was shut down yesterday. But I mean, that was to be expected, right? That's just like, okay, the Eagles are not surprised that Saquon was shut down, so they had an alternate plan. How is it the Kansas City Chiefs didn't think Pat Mahomes would be shut down and they didn't have an alternate plan? And I think that's very interesting, because how do you get this far being one-dimensional? Somebody answer that question. How do you, as the Kansas City Chiefs, get this far to the Super Bowl being one-dimensional, relying only on your quarterback? So that's it. That's my question. Okay, let me see if anybody answered the poll. Let me check that part out. Let's see. Like every time I open my YouTube. Oh, let's see. All right. All right. Somebody got us to a new subscriber. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you're hanging out with us, I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, people like the Jalen Green, the Jalen Hurts, the green short that I dropped. It has a green front on it if y'all haven't seen it. All right, let's see if y'all can. Let's see. All right. All right, so I did a poll. Let's see if anybody voted on it. Let's see. Oh, some people did. All right. Well, the majority of people, guys, 70% of the people that voted gave Kendrick Lamar an A+. Only got 11 votes. Only one person said 27%. said A. Oh, everybody gave him an A+. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, here's my last question. All right. Now that Superbowl LIX has come to an end and we finally had a chance to bask in the greatness of Kendrick Lamar and his message that we are thankful for, and the Eagles annihilated, put a BTA on the Chiefs. We know what a Super Bowl will be next year. I think it's in somewhere in Cali. Who y'all think gonna do the Super Bowl next year? Any guesses? Any guesses? And remember, nobody from the last 5 years is repeating. So I wouldn't expect to see Beyonce unless she does Cowboy Carter. Because, she's on tour. Kendrick Lamar is on tour with SZA. They're thinking of adding Dolce. So who do y'all think would do the Super Bowl next? Before we go, I need to get some opinions, some thought there. We need to get some thought going. Who will do the Super Bowl in 2026? Or is it going to be 2020? Yep, 2026. All right. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me. And then we're going to sign off and say goodnight. All right. Any thoughts, guys? Any thoughts on who would do the Super Bowl in halftime show next year? We already had Kendrick. We had Dr. Dre and Friends, which included Snoop. Was Snoop on there? I feel like if 50 Cent was on there. I don't know if Snoop was on there last year. I can't remember. I can't imagine Dr. Dre and maybe Snoop not being there, but I thought 50 Cent was there. Usher's already done it. Beyonce's already done it. Kendrick Lamar's done it twice. Kendrick Lamar has done it twice. Let's see. Who else? The Eagles. Who? you saying the Eagles gonna win the Super Bowl next year? Okay, I'm gonna go with that. But I want to know who's gonna perform at the halftime show. I want to know who's gonna do the halftime show next year. I do think the Eagles could do back to back, even though they are losing another offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore. I think he's going to be the Saints head coach, which is good for the Saints. I think that's good for the Saints if he's good as a standalone, because they have a good head coach. They have the Eagles have an excellent defensive coordinator. Assuming Kellen Moore can stand alone and be good alone, I heard he's a winner, so I think he could be. He's going to New Orleans, so that should be good for New Orleans. All right, let's see. It says, I have no clue. I thought Lil Wayne would be this year, but they fooled us. That's good. That's good, Miss Caroline. No. I can't see him doing a Super Bowl. Like, look at the level of creativity that went into Kendrick's performance. Look at the level of creativity that went into Usher's performance. Look at the level of creativity that went into Dr. Dre and Friends. Just take those 3 Super Bowls, the last 3. What would he do? He would have to have a lot of features, and I just don't see it. It says rushed for lines so they could drop everybody back into coverage. So Pat didn't have no throwing lanes. Yeah, I heard that it said rush the line so they could drop everybody back into coverage, so Pat didn't have any throwing lanes. I did hear them say that. No, I think they call it a 4-man rush. That's what it is, Kiel, the 4-man rush. 22 said Beyonce is going to return. She could, because Cowboy Carter, she just did Cowboy Carter for the Christmas show. Now, don't forget, I know who's going to do the Super Bowl next year. Shabui. How much y'all want to bet? That's who's going to do the Super Bowl next year. Yep. Shabui. I don't know if they like him. That's who's going to do the Super Bowl next year. Let's see if I'm right. Remember, Shabui was a part of Beyonce's, what do they call it? It was a Christmas show. They called it a Beyonce Bowl. And she did the halftime show for the Ravens and who else? The Ravens versus the Texans in Houston. Shabui and Post Malone, Jelly Roll. Was Jelly Roll there? I could see no, Jelly Roll did it in Detroit. So it was Post Malone and Shabui and Beyonce. I think Shabui might do the Super Bowl next year. If not, what about Taylor Swift? Y'all think she's next? Do y'all think she's next? Do y'all think can y'all see Shabui headlining the Super Bowl? He was really good when he was headlining the halftime show for the Detroit Lions, and then it was Jelly Roll, and it was a lady. I forgot who the lady was, but I think she was a country singer. It says it's too early. Let's see after the 2025 draft. All right, we're gonna put a pin in that, Kiel. Okay, I still say it's Shabui though. Let me just go ahead and type that in here because I think that's. What about Taylor Swift? Y'all don't think it's her? '26 halftime show. All right. On that note, we're gonna get ready to get out of here, so we don't need to be thinking in the future yet. Don't forget, the combine is the 27th. There's still a Legacy Bowl. I'm gonna get the date, maybe share it again tomorrow, because I can't look for it right now. So before February ends, I think we have 2 events left: the combine, the NFL combine, and the HBCU Legacy Bowl, which might be a combine. Oh, you started to say Taylor Swift? Yep. All right. Halftime show. So I got Shabui. All right. So Sweet Caroline said she started to say Taylor. Shabui or Taylor Swift. I'm going to go with Shabui because Taylor might have a tour because I think she did her Eras tour was the last one. I don't know how often she tours, but it could be her. Hey, Herman, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We were getting ready to wrap up. We had a good live talking about the Super Bowl and the halftime show and how the sun, the moon, and the stars came together. to highlight a movement led by none other than Mr. Kendrick Lamar, and congratulated Jalen Hurts for being named NFL MVP. And the Philadelphia Eagles, we thank them, congratulated them, and thanked them properly for putting the BTA on the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So that's where we are. All right, y'all. So don't forget, we have memberships. So we're at 5 members. We need 1 more to get to 6. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Join the family, or you can become a friend of What She Said. Either one. When you see the join button, click it, see what it has to offer, and choose your level, and join the family. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. And remember, the live will be up, so y'all could go back to, I think you can always go back to the chat stream if you wanted to. Yeah, you can always go back to the chat stream if you want to. And if you see any of What She Said shorts, make sure you hit the like button. I think the latest short is a short about Jalen Hurts, congratulating him for winning MVP for the Super Bowl. I also said you guys did really well in showing love to Shador and Shiloh for their birthdays, which were the 7th and the 9th, respectively, I think. Shador and Shiloh's birthdays. So if y'all didn't see that, check that out in the shorts. Don't forget, I am on, What She Said is on Instagram and Threads. But I'm here every day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're new to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe. And Caroline, thank you for joining us and letting us know you were in the audience. Some people like to hang back for a while, see what it's about, but we appreciate you joining us and being very impactful and contributing today. So thank you so much, Miss Sweet Caroline. Everybody, welcome her to the chat. So tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place. Don't forget, we are also on Twitch. So if anybody's on Twitch, you can find us there. I know some people, multitask. Gamers, they're on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, follow us there and you can check out the live stream there. So I'm going to say good night, good night, good night. Thank you, everybody. 22, thank you so much. Kiel, Herman, thank you for hanging out with us. Catch us tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sweet Caroline, thank you for joining us. Damon, thank you. James, thank you so much, as always. Folks, Swarma, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, Mansa Musa, thank you so much for Gloria, like the Gloria pens. It's a salute to his pen. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. I really thought that said Florida. Okay, 400 Circle Media, thank you so much. Don't forget to send me that link to my email. James Anderson, thank you, sir. If you didn't hear me say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out with us. John, thank you. Nice to always have you. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, that's it. So have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.